bow. Horse stance, X block. Kick and punch to the solar plexus. Kick and punch. Cat stance, X block. Low block, punch. Step around, step out, low X block, dropping the height. Step in, step out. Move the right foot in and out, double shoot those, check, poke. Now we turn into a cat stance, drawing the left hand back to elbow position, downward palm block with the right. Project forward with a palm strike. Bring the hands up on guard as you throw a front ball kick. Land down, draw in and then out. Back punch, cup and saucer to the left hip. Look left, look right. Chamber, back fist side kick. Land down in the horse stance. Step in, away from the second opponent. Side kick and back fist. Land down in your horse stance. X block. Step in and bow. Okay, we're going to work on one kata from Kempo. And I want to address something here with forms. There's only a couple forms that I really require you to know to go to black belt. Really, there's 3 forms that are critical. You need to know 1 kata, 2 kata, and statue of the crane. I don't care about 3 or 4 kata. I don't consider those essential. 5 kata is a nice form. I taught that to class last week or 2 weeks ago. It's a nice form, and it helps you to continue training and refining your movements. But much of what is covered in 5 kata is covered in the other 2 katas. If you have 1 kata and 2 kata down, those 2 forms are really going to do what you need to do to develop your body actions, your power manifestation, really. And that's what this form, I want you to pay attention to the movements. Remember, there's 5 fundamental or 5 very basic body actions that you learn. There are so many fundamental, just like when you're studying chemistry, there's the elements, right? The fundamental elements, and then you can make compounds. So I misspoke. I just want to clarify. I misspoke when I said there's 5 fundamental body actions, but there's 5 very basic ones. Then there's some advanced body actions that you learn as you get into more advanced ranks. Now, in this form, a few of those actions are covered, and they do it very nicely. So as we go through, I will reveal what the different actions are as we get into the form, but I want you to kind of try to discover on your own before I reveal to you what we're really training in this form. And that's another lesson for you. Whatever you're studying, whether it's a combination, a self-defense technique, a form, a drill, try to understand why you're doing it. Let's get started. We're going to start with feet together, bow. You're going to step out, X block, and come down. Now we're going to throw a front ball kick and then land with a front punch. And I want that punch down to the solar plexus. Then you're going to throw a front ball kick and land with a front punch to the solar plexus. Let's just do that sequence again, okay? You start here, step out, X block. Kick. Now pay attention to the dynamics here, to the body actions being performed here. Kick and punch. Okay, now we're going to turn into a cat stance. From there, we're going to shift forward out of the cat stance with an X block. Okay, and then we're going to shift our weight back a little and do a low block, and then shift forward again with a front punch. So we start here, bow. Come up with our X block, come back down. Kick and land. The timing is crucial there. Kick, land, and draw back. So we have reciprocity. We have something else going on as well. We're going to turn into our cat stance. Now I'm going to move. Okay. From here, we're going to step out of our cat stance, X block. We're going to shift back into a low block and then shift forward with a front punch. So from this point, we have right foot forward and we have our left hand out. we're going to take our left foot and draw back into a cat stance. Now we're going to move forward into our X block. Now this next piece is a really important piece I want you to pay attention to. From here, you're going to shift back a little and block, and then shift forward a little and punch. Oh, by the way, this is a really quick form to learn. You will have this whole form tonight. We'll probably get it done in the next 10 to 15 minutes. I'm just taking it slow. Are you already identifying some of the body actions that are at play? What's one of them? Anybody? Well, let's go through and see. Okay? So we bow, we step out, X block, and down. We throw our first kick. Now we're dropping, aren't we? We have marriage of gravity. Okay? And pay attention to even subtle ways that power is being manifested here, because now we leave this arm out for the purpose of training reciprocity, pulling this arm back while we again perform marriage of gravity. Now we turn into our cat stance and we shift forward with our X block. Well, at this point, we're learning how to project our energy back and forth, how to rock our energy from one position to the next. Now I'm going to move in front of you guys. Okay, so from here, I'm going to shift my energy back and block low, and now I'm going to shift my energy forward again as I punch. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of projection, a lot of learning how to project your mass into the target. Now we can do that by lunging, by using a push drag, or we can do that just with subtle transitions from our stance, by rocking, like I said, the energy back and forth. So when we're in our cat stance, we move forward. We're projecting our energy forward there. We rock back, and then we rock forward. We bow, X block, kick, punch, kick, punch. Pay attention to reciprocity. Draw back, project forward with your X block. Shift back and block low, shift forward and punch to the solar plexus. All right, next piece. Make sure that's a solar plexus punch. Watch my stance. I'm going to take my front foot and I'm going to step around so my feet come together. If we ignore the hands for right now, turn and watch me for a second. So I take my front foot and I step around. I actually stepped a little too far that time. We're going to step around into a 45-degree position, like we're about to bow. But we were in this position, so as we step, we're going to draw the hand in, and the left hand comes across the body into a cup and saucer, a chambered position here. Now we're going to step out and we're going to drop our energy as we do a low X block with the left on top. Okay, so there's dropping again. Let's go through it, and I'm going to give you a little bit more. Bow, horse stance, X block and down. Front kick and punch. Front kick and then punch. Draw back. X block. Okay, I'm just going to move back a little. X block, shift your weight back for the low block. Shift your weight forward with a front punch to the solar plexus. Now take your left foot, step around, cup and saucer position, and now you're going to step out with the left foot, and now you're going to step back in with the left foot and draw up here. Okay, so from this punch, my left foot moves in, my left foot moves out, my left foot moves in, and now we're going to step out and bring the hands out this way, and then we're going to come back around here. Okay? This hand is in line with the center line, and this hand's overhead. You have like an overhead shuto block position. All right, just that piece again. So from our front punch to the solar plexus, remember rocking, you've rocked the energy forward here. You step around, feet together. You're now going to drop, and I want you to feel that, feel your energy sinking and settling as you do that low X block. This could be a grab and you're pulling and twisting, okay? Open hands, step out, bring it back around, and now we're going to take our right foot and move in and move out with a double shuto, okay? All right, take it up to that point. And bring that hand over. Yep, now step and drop it down. Good. Now step back in and bring the hands up, chambered this way. And they're crossed just like this. Okay? Let's do the whole thing. Well, not right to the end, but everything we've done so far. Bow, X block. Kick, punch. Kick, punch. Draw back, move forward with the X block. Shift your energy back to your back leg, low block. Shift the energy forward with a front punch. Keep your spine straight though, I want good alignment, don't lean. It's just learning how to subtly rock the energy back and forth. So there's a little bit more weight on my lead leg right now. Take your front leg and step around. Your left leg steps in, steps out as you drop your energy down, steps in as you bring up, steps out and the hands come across and then over. And now we're going to draw in and out with our right leg, double shuto. And now this is done, some people do this differently. I want you to look at it like your basic combination where we check and we punch the person, but we're going to do a poke. Check down and poke. Okay? So let's take it again from this punch. We draw in, we step out, drop the height. Step in, step out, bring the hands around, step in and out, check down, spear hand. This can be at a slight angle, just like when you do a diamond punch. I don't need that tension trying to keep it completely horizontal. All right, you guys ready for a little bit more? From here, this hand is going to come over into a downward palm block, but as it does, I'm moving into a cat stance. And now you might have already guessed, I'm going to move this way. Okay, you might have already guessed, we're in a nice position now. So fingers are pointed this way. We're in a nice position now to project forward with our next strike. Okay, and then we're going to bring our hands on guard as we throw a front kick and then land forward. And we're almost at the end of the form. There's only a few closing moves left. We're going to turn around in a second and we have a few movements and then that's it. Okay, let's take it from the top. That's one of the things I like about this form and two-kata, many of the Kempo forms, many of the basic white crane forms, they're not long forms. They have a purpose, and it gets right to that purpose. And if you practice it, you will start to pay attention to how your body is moving to generate power, which is basically understanding how to generate momentum in the different dimensions. Understanding height, width, and depth. I can drop my height, and that gives me body momentum. I can project forward, that gives me body momentum. It's understanding that, okay? All right, here we go again. Bow, lots of repetition to get this down. X block, front kick, punch, front kick, punch, cat stance, X block, low block, rock the energy back, front punch, shifting forward, step around, step out and drop down, step in, step out, the hand comes overhead, draw in, out, check down, poke. Now what do? Turn, cat stance, and let the left hand come back to chamber at elbow position. Then project forward with a palm. Bring your hands on guard, front kick, and land forward. So from this, we're facing here, horse stance this way. We did our poke. Okay? This hand comes over, and this hand comes back, chambered. Now we move forward with our palm. We bring our hands on guard. We kick, and we land forward. Now, watch this foot. I'm going to draw this leg comes in, and then it comes out. And as I do that, this hand is going to come across and pull through as I do an outward block here. So it's like a palm shudo. No, this way. This hand comes in, this hand comes out. And it's going to be traditional position here. Okay? And that could be something, let's have, give me that arm. Okay? Grab that, take this arm, grab this shoulder. All right? This might come across and be a pin, and I might come in and use this as a break. Okay? I'm probably not blocking something with my arm out here. It could also be a check. I'm just moving into position, checking off. Because basically what we're doing is we're turning into the dark, it's called. If I don't know what's there, he could have grabbed me, and even if he grabs me, I don't know what's coming. I can't see. If I'm facing in this direction, we got 180 degrees that I can see. I can't see what's behind me. So we're going to turn away from the dark here, and this is a check. It could be an arm break, and then we're going to punch. Bow, horse stance, X block, and down. Front kick, front punch. Front kick, front punch. Turn into a cat stance, move forward with an X block. Low block, front punch. Step into a bowing position here, step out, and move down. Step in, step out, circle the hands overhead. Right foot comes in and out. Check down, poke. We turn, cat stance, downward palm block, draw the right or the left hand back to elbow position. Move forward, project your energy forward with a palm strike. Front kick. We're turning now into the dark. Block, punch. Step in and chamber. Bring your leg up, side kick and back fist. Bring it back and down. Step in, side kick and back fist. X block, step in and bow. Now, there's one piece I left out. Well, I was just giving you the basic moves. Now let's look at one additional piece here. As we're turning, we did our kick, and we step away from the dark to turn towards it. Punch. When we step up, we're going to look and look. So now I know there's two people attacking this way. I can tell this guy's closer. I'm going to kick here, back fist and kick. And now I'm moving away, and I only have to look once. Some students, for some odd reason, decide to look, side kick, back fist, look. No, I took care of that guy. He's out of the picture. Now I'm taking care of this guy. Okay? And that's the end. So we turn, punch, cup and saucer. Look left, look right, side kick and back fist, step in, side kick and back fist, X block, and then step in and bow. Last thing I want to address or point out, your forms can be practiced different ways. So you can practice a form at full speed, no pauses, no breaks between movement, and just go through it as violently and powerfully as you can. You can practice them slow speed is great too. Take time and do a form really slow. Do the kicks like at the end in slow motion to work on developing and recruiting the proper musculature to perform the movement, okay, and training the muscles so that they know how to perform. So with that in mind, actually, even at the beginning of the form, one thing I like to do as I go through this form is certain pieces fast, certain pieces of the form slow. I'm not going to go really fast because you guys have just learned it, but I just want to address a couple of things, the tempo of some of the movements I like to do. So when we start, I like to throw the kick, but lock it out for a second and make sure the foot is in the proper position. The toes aren't pulled back like this. You have the foot pushed forward so that you're hitting with the ball of the foot. Okay, so we kick, hold, and land with a violent punch. Okay, explosive punch. Pay attention to your spinal alignment. Straight up. Don't lean. Kick, and now this again, this is out just so that you can pull back with maximum power. Okay, and of course you're landing, rotating, marriage of gravity, rotating, and using this hand all at the same time. There's a lot going on in that movement. Now we turn, and we project forward, up, just a slight shift, and then a slight shift back. So watch my body for a second. It's just 1, 2. I don't want you guys to start going crazy with these really large movements. It's just learning how to get a lot out of a little, okay? So little movements can help you manifest much greater power. Step in, down. Now this is where we get slow, kind of a tension breathing exercise in the form. Draw in, move out, check down, palm, push forward, kick, turn, block, punch, step up, look, side kick, back fist, step in, side kick, back fist, X block, and bow. Go through it one more time, and then we're done with that. Other side, Paul. This, Paul. Other side there. Yeah. When you step in. And make sure chamber that up. Chamber it up. And now fire it out.
Arm at the same time.
The arm goes at the same time. Yeah. Might even go a hair first. It could be if I'm fighting him, that this, go ahead, react, block, right? This, and then that sneaks underneath. Great striking, kicking combination. So the first thing, different forms you might study for different reasons. Some forms that you'll learn might actually be like a string of techniques put together. This particular form we were working on is really going to work on body movements. It's basically going through your basics with different body actions, and if you practice it, you're going to get much better at understanding how to manifest power through those body actions. But at the end, because we were talking about that back fist side kick piece, that's a very nice combination. In fact, recently in class, we were talking about how your block becomes your chamber for your back fist, because if he's on guard and I draw back and I chamber and I do a back fist, he's going to see it coming almost every time, right? Even if I don't chamber from here, it's going to be very hard for me to get this circular strike in. Now I can, given the right circumstance, move from point of origin and make this, don't block right now, make this a very effective strike, given the right circumstances. But it's not usually going to be my initial move because it's so easy to block, unless I want him to block it. And that's what we're going to look at now. See, from this position now, I'm going to move this hand to throw my back fist. Now what's great, I'm going to slide up at the same time, but if he didn't block, I can't really reach him, not effectively, okay? But what I have done is I've created a reaction for my kick, okay? It's a very beautiful setup. We're manipulating our height a little bit. When I do this, I strike high. I'm also using lines and circles here, and then I catch him low. Now that's in sparring. You can adapt that, more practical setup. I catch him here, he blocks, and now I've broken his knee. So you can try it both ways, but it's a beautiful combination to understand. And this is one I use all the time when I'm sparring. I was sparring one of our black belts last night, and I was using some of the things we were talking about in our advanced class last week, but I was using this as well. It's very effective, and even when you know that the person might be trying to trick you, it's very hard not to react when you see a strike coming at you like that, okay? So that's the basic concept. I slide up and I catch him, I get him to react. I create a reaction from him, and then I can even trap and pull him in. Don't just hold on to him, because when I'm grabbing him, I can control him, but he can control me as well. So if you do it, don't do it like this. Don't throw the back fist and then just grab there and let him, he's going to go to block, isn't he? And now he pulls me. I want, from here, I pull him. So I'm imparting some momentum that makes it difficult for him to pull me. But also be prepared, if you don't do that quick enough, let go. Don't let the guy pull you. Don't try to hold on for dear life and get pulled off balance. Okay, so that's the technique. Make sure you try it from both sides too. Switch up. So I slide in, I catch him here, and then I can sneak a nice side heel kick into the ribs, or again, I can catch him with a blade kick, or even like a side heel smash to the knee.